that you have put in. So a few times what has happened is I've ordered from the store, and then when the food comes, I mean, it'll come. You order it at 6 o'clock in the morning, it'll be there by 12 o'clock noon. Or you ordered at 10 o'clock in the morning, it'll be there by 4 o'clock in the afternoon. So it's not to say that it's that you don't have to leave your house and you can go shopping and the food will come to your house. So you're paying the $10 for that, but then, it's the other part. It's the tip. There's a tip, that they want you to put in too for the person that's delivering the groceries. So, there's just, there's a little bit much for it. If you don't mind doing that, it's fine. But just be aware of, you know, all of these different things that come into your finances automatically, when you start dealing in the upload life. Um, um, and so when I was telling you about getting some raspberries, and when they came to my house, there was mold on it. There was mold on the raspberries, but I paid for it. And the person that fulfilled the order, I guess what they didn't do a good job of looking at the raspberries before they put it in my bag. But when they put it in my bag, there was already mold on the raspberries. So now what do I do? The person is gone. Now what I have to do is I in order to get that $5 back that I just paid for the raspberries, I have to go through a process of going back online and telling them well, finding the place on the site that says, yeah, you delivered some raspberries to me, and what, and then they want to ask, well, what this automated voice comes on. Hello, how are you? How can I help you? Uh, and so it winds up being more and more confusing and more. Now, it's confusing and complicated. So sometimes it's best to stay out of the upload life, which is the whole thing that I'm talking about. And again, the reason why we're talking about the upload life is mainly for pioneers, and about some of the things that are good in the upload life, and some of the problems that are in the upload life. And we're talking about finances, and finding out how to get your money back, once they get into your account and then you decide that you don't want it, and then you gotta, or buying food, which is a convenience. You don't want to go shopping, and then because you don't want to go shopping, what winds up happening is you get, they send the food to you, but if it's got mold on it, you spent $5, you don't want to eat this moldy food, and now you want a refund for it, but now you have to go online to the store and deal with an automated voice that's talking to you. And what would you like? Would you like to order? No, I'm not trying to order another food. Well, would you? Is there something else? So you got to go through all these things just to get a refund. And so a couple of times what I've done, I've just chalked it up and just lost the $5, because the person that fulfilled the order, they just went to raspberries and then picked what's on the top, and they didn't take the time to look at it like I would do if I was at the store. I would pick up the raspberries and take a look at it, look all around it and see. But the person that's fulfilling the order, when you ordered online, they just take it, oh, this person wants raspberries, and they pick up the first raspberries and put it in the bag, in your bag. So this winds up being something that's complicated. There's a convenience in it, but there's a complication in it too. You don't really get all of uh, the benefits that you really are trying to get. Deprecia Hadi, Assalamu alaikum. Your microphone is open.
Wa alaikum assalam to you, William Kareem, and to the AM 360 listenership, from Zoom listenership, and Facebook, and everyone. And that's it. I thought like you, and it is. It's a good service. It's a good service. But I think more of the people that these stores are hiring, they have to have that type of um, care, if you would, and respect, and think about perhaps their own senior parents or grandparents or whoever they're on this line and they're ordering this grocery and stuff to take care enough to make sure that things that they order are there. Now, what really enticed me to it is that, like you say, I was in the store shopping at one time and I saw these people walking around and they were putting things in this cart and stuff. And I asked, I said, "Oh, I said, so what are you doing? You know, I see you taking bad stuff. I'm thinking you taking stuff that maybe it's old, outdated, so put it in this cart and taking off the shelf." But they said that this were people ordering, and they had to go around and put it in to make up these people's order. Well, okay, I said, oh, sounds pretty good. Like you say, didn't know that there was also an amount that you have to pay to continue getting this, uh, to continue getting this service. And even when you order from it like that, and then you get to the house, you done ordered all these, grocery things that you needed it for the convenience. You didn't have to go out. But then when you look in your bag, a lot of your stuff that you ordered is not even there. Now, like you say, you got to call and how do I get this? And
Yep. Yes.
I stopped it. I stopped. I totally got out of it. I left it alone. I don't know. I don't deal with it anymore.
Yes, yes, you're right, 100%. And see, this is one of the complications that come with dealing in the upload life. And
Mhm.
sometimes, as pioneers, the best thing to do is to keep it simple and to just do your shopping yourself. Because you can get it. And that's what the point. That's the point that I'm making. You know, sometimes these technologies, because we don't have the uh, capacity to actually navigate these systems. And they make the systems complicated to
Mhm.
deal with, really. I mean,
Yeah,
because there's so many buttons, there's so many procedures, and a lot of times it's like, I don't even want to deal with it because it's just too much. I just want to get a refund for these raspberry fruits that you sent me, and it's not good, and you're going to make me go through 10, 15, 20 steps
yeah,
in order to get a refund, and spend another half hour to an hour trying to
yeah,
figure it out in order to get it. So the point about living in the upload life is, as pioneers, is sometimes it's best just to keep it simple and don't deal with it and just do your shopping yourself,
yeah.
as opposed to living within the upload life. Yeah, it's convenient, but it
Mm.
comes with a lot of complications. And as pioneers, as senior citizens, the best time thing to do sometime is just go past that and just do your own shopping. Just instead of doing online banking, take some time and just go to the bank yourself. Go to the bank yourself. And be careful. Be careful about uh, 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 these programs on Paramount Plus and Netflix and all of this. These programs that they have, because this is another thing that they do. Oh, hey, you can get Netflix for free for 3 months, for 90 days, you know. And then after that, next thing you find out that 9.99 is coming out your account. And you was
Yeah.
like, what's this for?
Hmm.
Oh, well, it's for Netflix. The 90 days is up, so now you get charged 9.99. But that's the whole thing. They want to trap you. Go ahead.
Yeah. No, you're absolutely. I'm laughing. I'm sorry. I put my phone on mute, but you're absolutely right. Next thing you know, you got. Well, you told me it was going to be this much. Oh, but now it then raised up about $2 or $3 more because of da 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 da. But you didn't tell me that when I was signing up for to get this free.
Right. Yeah.
Alhamdulillah. I was just laughing. I'm sorry. I'm gonna put my phone on mute, brother.
Well, no, that's all right. We're having a conversation. We have Martha Nala Williams with us. Assalamu alaikum, Sister Martha.
Alaikum assalam. And yeah, I'm one of those gullible ones when it comes to sports packages. And it says trial your 7 day trial period, and I
Mhm.
go for it thinking I'm getting the sports package. Once I get Netflix, then they say, "Oh, the sports package is 99.99. You have to pay for that separate." I, and I went through the whole season without. I paid it, but I couldn't get to it. And I'm going, so you're right. There's when you go through those steps, and then someone compromised my Netflix. Then Netflix went on and pleasingly they shut it down for me because they saw somebody else's email
Mhm.
on there. And you and I discovered, well, you discovered that on Facebook that there was another Martha Nyla Williams,
Right. Yeah. Yeah.
and
Yeah.
there I was. You saying that's your name, but you sent me the picture.
Yeah. And see, this is the complication of living in the upload life, and it's not necessary for us as senior citizens to live in the upload life.
Mhm.
It's not necessary unless, of course, you have some younger people, especially around you, whenever you have problems that you can go to and say,
Mhm.
look, this is the problem that I'm having. I need you to help me to get through this. If you have that, then because young people they have time, they have the energy, and they know
Yeah.
how to navigate these social media platforms to get you what you want. But we just came up in an age
Right.
where we didn't have to do that. It was a simple transaction, and this is the encouragement that I'm really giving is that it's not necessary to keep up with the trends of society. We are from, a generation where we do things a certain way. And please be encouraged to continue to do things that you're comfortable with the same way. Be comfortable with that, because that's history, and those are the foundations that everything is that our family is basically built on. We are the type of persons that cook in the home.
Mhm.
That's what we do. We know how to make rice.
Mhm.
We know how to buy a raw chicken and bake it, fry it, or whatever it is that you want to do, because we know
Mhm.
how to use the stove. We know how to use the refrigerator, in order to make those things happen. You know that when the family comes over for whatever holidays and that you have to feed them, there are a lot of families, there are a lot of families that order out. They will order from already made turkey these days. They're not going to cook turkeys like we used to do. They'll well, I'm gonna rather than me go ahead and make the turkey myself, I'll go ahead and order from the store and have them cook the turkey, and then I'll have that for the family. I'll go ahead, man, and order sweet potatoes. Somebody will cook them for me, and so it winds up being, you basically ordering from a restaurant the meal that you used to cook at home.
That's right.
Uh, but this is why I'm saying it's best to keep it simple and keep the way that we used to do things, the way that we do things, and to keep that, because those are skill levels that younger people are not going to have. They
Mhm.
may not have that skill level. There are a lot of women today, younger women, who can't cook. They,
Mhm.
they give them a chicken and they don't know what to do with it. They've never cut a chicken up.
Mhm.
They don't know how to cut up a chicken. They don't know how to do that. Um,
Mhm.
but it's important to keep that skill level, to keep, the simplicities of life. so that so younger people can learn from it. Because if not, what they'll wind up doing,
I see your hand.
they'll wind up. 1 minute, Kareem. What they'll do is they'll wind up being depending on social media. And depending on social media, y'all know, you probably have it, they depend on DoorDash, or they'll depend on, the fast food restaurants. They'll depend on eating pizza and Coca-Cola, these things that are not necessarily good for them, but because they don't know how to cook greens and make it taste good. They don't know how to make peas and rice. They don't know how to make the macaroni and cheese. They don't know how to do it. They don't know how to make a good macaroni, so they get the macaroni and cheese out the box. That's what I'm talking about. Assalamu alaikum, Kareem Hamid. Welcome to the program.
Wa alaikum assalam. Praise be to Allah. And I extend the greetings to the whole of humanity.
I mean, there you
Yes,
go.
yes. Praise be to Allah. Believe it or not, I still use money orders and paper checks.
There you
Uh,
go.
my daughter, when she lived in Arizona for a while, oh, she, she worked in internet fraud.
Hmm.
And you should hear the horror stories that people would call her and they would lodge what had happened. And she would have to inform them, well, there's nothing we can do. You voluntarily
Mhm,
gave them your information.
mhm,
Uh, and your money is out in cyberspace somewhere. They can't retrieve it.
mhm,
And I mean very heart-wrenching. Whole life savings gone, whatever. And there are people that pay their bills online, and they suggest to me, why don't you pay your bill? Why don't you? Even some companies that I pay, why don't you do it online?
Hmm.
Because I know the danger.
Hmm.
So
Hmm.
there are a few times I have
Hmm.
paid my cable bill over the phone though,
Hmm. Hmm.
using my debit card.
Hmm. Hmm.
So I keep it simple. I
There you
keep
go.
to the basics, and there's so much shenanigans, so much fraud and corruption going on that you have to be very careful. If you have a system that is tried and true and it has not failed you, I,
Very good.
that's
Good,
right.
good,
So
very
anyway,
good advice. That's right. If you have a system, if you
mhm,
have a system that hasn't failed you, especially as being a pioneer, it's fine.
yeah.
Do that. Do
Right.
that. Keep it simple. Keep it
And
simple. Yeah, go ahead, Kareem.
yeah, yes, and if I have a, a digital problem with my computer, you're correct. These young people. My grandson lives in Arizona. I call him and he walked me right through.
There you go.
I mean, right through it.
There you go.
Every time. Praise be to Allah. So
Alhamdulillah.
anyway,
Yeah.
for those that can use the internet safely, fine. But still, even that, you have to always stay on alert. You have to always be careful.
mhm,
This
Yeah,
system,
I think the point that I was really trying to make with especially as far as pioneers, because sometimes we get this impression like, well, I'm getting old because I can't keep up with the trends. No,
no,
no, not true at
yeah,
all. I mean, it's important to, the time that we live in and the skill set that we acquire for the time that we should we should keep that. We should keep that and be satisfied with that, and not try to it's in other words, it's not necessarily to get into this whole thing about AI and all the rest of it. It's not necessary.
No.
You read a
Uh,
book.
when I what surprised me is that I see that AI is connected with this Zoom site.
Mm.
And
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
my antennas go up with that, you know.
Mm.
Uh, so I'm just saying that everything that comes up is not, just because you can, is no reason to just do it.
Yes.
Uh,
And see, and this whole thing about, like the AI site that, like we're on, they what they do is they basically act as stenographers. They capture the information that we're saying, and then they write it out according to the way that is understood by them. But a lot of times it doesn't make the points that you actually need to make.
mhm.
I mean, it's good. I mean, but yeah, I mean, it doesn't make the points that you really want to make. And I've used AI because in today's society, you can Google has an automatic AI. If you ask Google a question, if you ask Google a question, they use artificial intelligence to get you an answer. And sometimes the answer is right, but there are many times that the answer is wrong. Many times the answer is an answer that you wouldn't agree with. I'll give you an example. Um, uh, uh, the idea that I was doing something on Abraham and his oh no, who built the Kaaba? Who built the Kaaba? Which son? Or uh, um, uh, and in some circumstances it winds up that I'm not saying whether it's well or the house, who built the house. Sometimes it'll come up that Abraham and Isaac built the house, as opposed to Abraham and Ibrahim. Or
Yes,
to
yes.
be more specific, this is more specific. Which son was sacrificed by Abraham? And it'll come up that it was Isaac,
Mhm.
as opposed to it being Ishmael that was sacrificed regarding it. This is the answer that AI will give you. So, as Muslims, the Quran is very clear about, that it was Abraham and Ishmael, the first one, and the first son. And but because of those who have written text uh, from other religious persuasions, uh, they will say, no, it was Isaac because Isaac was the only legitimate son. That's how they'll justify it, that Isaac was
Explain.
the legitimate son. Okay, so that's how they wind up, making that distinction. Uh, um, you, one of the other ideas that I found out as far as I'm digressing a little bit, is this here that when I went on Umrah, I had an opportunity to talk to people from other religious groups, from other cultural groups, and they had conversations about their understandings on ideas about maybe Adam, and had ideas about Isaac and Ishmael and Abraham and what the Quran says as far as is concerned. And you'd be surprised at the stories that people had to tell, which is totally different from, the way that we come to understand the ideas in the American circumstance, and especially under Imam W.D. Muhammad. And sometimes and they have logically made sense of it to that degree. And right now, that's the other part of the online that we're talking about. There's so much online about,
Yeah.
everybody's got something about religion.
Mhm.
It's
I'm seeing so many offerings of purchasing Qurans, Islamic philosophy books online. I mean, it is diluted with it now.
yeah.
For
And
real.
some
It,
And
Mhm.
sometimes all people want is, what I want you to do is give me a like and press the notification button so you can follow me.
Mm. Yeah.
That's what they want. They
Yeah.
because they're looking to get followers. Deprecia, go ahead.
Yeah. You know what? I just wanted to mention something too about this digital world is what they're calling it now. They got something called a wallet. It's a digital wallet. And I tell you, people get a hold to that, and next thing you know, your account is so overdrawn. I'm like, they said, well, then you got your digital wallet. What digital wallet? What are you talking about? And for
Yeah,
me,
yeah.
I have to call the bank. I'm like, I didn't order no digital wallet. I ain't told nobody, So
Well, a
how
digital wallet is something that's on your phone. That's placed on your phone, and you can scan to pay as opposed to using a card. You can just use a scan in a digital wallet. But yeah, it's not. Sometimes it's not one of the what's the name of that one that PayPal? Oh my God, I do not use PayPal at all because
uh-uh.
I was using it, but then I realized when I started having problems with it that there was no one I could contact.
That's right.
That's
Couldn't
right.
contact anybody for
Yeah.
whatever for the problems was. And so that's why it winds up being important for us to keep it as simple as possible,
Right.
as far as our finances is concerned. And as far as other things are concerned too.
You know what I have started doing?
What's
You
that,
know,
Kareem?
based upon the economic crisis that we're in
Mm-hmm.
and that is coming,
Mm-hmm.
uh, any excess cash that I have
Mm-hmm.
in my checking account,
Mm-hmm.
I remove that from the bank
Hmm.
Mm-hmm.
and I take it to a safe place
Hmm. Hmm.
because you never know what may happen digitally,
That's
Yes. That's a
especially after
very
your
interesting point because if something was supposed to happen as far as the finances and everybody has their money in the bank,
mm-hmm.
there's going to be a run on the banks.
Yep.
as it was in the 1930s.
There's going
And
to be a
they
run
did
on the
not
bank.
have that, the banks did not have that cash money. It was in the banking system.
And they
Mm-hmm.
and then this is people that are basically and the bank won't say that you don't have the money there, but they won't give it to you
No,
Mm-hmm.
because they can't. And,
right.
and you'll say, well, why can't I get it? It's mine. And they'll give you, well, we can't give it to you right now because don't
Yes,
worry, your
due to
money's
our
safe,
corporate
but don't
policy.
worry about don't worry about it. So that's a very good idea. And the other part is this is that when you do have debit cards, you can
Mm-hmm.
always lock your debit card.
I just I just heard about that.
Yeah.
Something I was going to inquire to my bank tomorrow about what is that all about? And how you can do it.
Yeah, yeah. It's just something that's on your phone. I mean, you have to have your the bank app on your phone where you can lock your debit card
Oh,
on your phone or on your computer.
Also,
You
excuse me, I'm
yeah, go
sorry,
ahead,
but
bro. Go ahead, bro.
this started happening quite frequently. There's a company that will lock my debit card if they see unusual
Yes,
activity on it.
yes,
I
yes.
go to use it and it's rejected. Then I have to call and
And let
yeah.
them
confirm
know. Yes.
the purchases that they
Right.
locked it up for.
Right. Right. Yeah. Very
So
good.
that's why I know there's a movement against having cash money, but until that is done, anybody that don't want their paper money, send it to Kareem. I mean, so I'm sitting on. It's best if something happens,
That's right.
best to have some cash on hand.
Very
Yeah.
good. Very good. Yes. Very true. Very true. Very, very true.
And we
Yeah.
can send it to you if we got extra. I guess we can call you up and get a little bit too, huh?
Huh?
Hundred percent.
You hear me? He ain't
What you say?
response.
What you
Amen.
say to help me?
I
She was saying something about the having extra cash and sending it to you.
uh-huh.
Oh, okay. All right.
Oh,
I'm gonna send you my address.
brother,
I'm
brother,
sorry.
I was saying, I say so that just like if we got a little extra, somebody got a little extra cash and they want to keep on hand, they can send it to you. Likewise, if for those that don't have any cash, we can call you up for a little bit.
Well, we ought to help
We ought to. Ought
each
to.
other. If I can afford that help and it doesn't hurt me, what that is what and for real, you're pointing at something that's
Yeah,
been running across my mind. What
yeah,
strategy are we going to use
yeah,
with
yeah. That's
this large financial downfall coming and the exorbitant raising in price?
yeah.
What
Woo.
has come across my mind
Hmm.
is is the system that we have, but we didn't utilize it fully. Collective purchasing.
Hmm.
Yeah.
I'm we're going to have another family reunion on the 13th of this month. And I
Hmm.
mean, everybody, the aunts, uncles, the grandchildren, and nieces and nephews. And I want to set up at least a half-hour presentation to speak to them
Hmm.
about, as a family,
Hmm.
what are we going to do? Let's come
Yeah.
up with a strategy that will
And,
each.
and that's a very good idea, Kareem. I have done that with my family before, and I got a couple of people to get involved, and everybody didn't get involved. And the few that did get involved was consistent for a short period of time, but then it came to a point where it said, well, I need to make a loan of the money that we got. And then they got the money and then didn't want to put it back.
Yeah, yeah.
But it's a good idea because what it does, it keeps the idea on the family's mind that
Yes, yes.
that's what has to be done
Hmm.
over a period of time. Another observation that I made when I was on Umrah was that that you know uh, I was in uh, Muslim culture. Okay, so when you talk about being in Saudi Arabia, you talk about being in Mecca, Medina, and in Dubai. When you're talking about being in those cultures are not the same as American culture at all.
Hmm.
And the big difference with it is that we are they are more oriented to give as opposed to American culture where you're more orientated to, you know, uh, uh, save our money, to hoard our money and not to give kind of idea. It's something that as Muslims that are in America, it's a even though the Quran tells us about it and the Quran reflects it, it's something that goes against the American culture of finance. It goes against the American culture as far as doing things. We always have to make sure that we have enough money to pay our bills. We have to always make sure that we have enough money too. But over in Saudi Arabia, they have oil money. And so they have a lot of people who have money over there, and those people take care of the institutions. They have. I went to 10 masjids. Now I've said this a number of times. I went to over 10 masjids, and while I was over there was no donation boxes. And while we went over there and we were doing prayers and all the rest of that, nobody came to ask us for no money for money. And that is because they have people over there that have money that take care of the institutions.
The social needs.
So social needs. There
Yes,
you
sir.
go. And a masjid is a social need
Oh,
uh,
yes,
for the
yes.
people. And there are barakats and benefits that come from that. If you're making sure that the masjid is maintained, is open, so people can go there and give praise and glorification to your Lord, then Allah blesses that Allah blesses that kind of situation. The other part, I'm just talking about that's the masjid part, but with the people, I'm staying in a hotel and the person would come in and say, well, I just wanted to change your do you need us to clean up your room? I said, well, just go ahead and take the trash and just refresh the water bottles. And so, I gave him one of them small bills, a small bill, just to say, well, I appreciate you. Oh my gosh, man. They gave the guy totally cleaned the bathroom, totally gave extra washcloths. He not only just give me 2 bottles of water, he gave us 4 bottles of water. But they're acclimated to give more than they receive, kind of thing. I went to get a haircut over there, and when I sat down in the chair, the guy said, "Yo, what do you want?" I said, "I want to get a fade." He said, "Okay." He goes in the back, and he brings me a tray that has water, coffee, and a mint on it. And then he sat it down, uh, uh, gave me a great haircut, a very good haircut. But this here's the hospitality, this idea of giving more than you receive, kind of thing. That's where we have to get with ourselves, and it's going to happen. But it goes against the American culture as far as financing and things like that. It goes against it. But those were just a couple of observations that I made regarding that.
Also, we are a debtor nation.
What?
A
Oh,
debtor nation. The
right.
credit card debt is off the chain,
Hmm,
and savings are way down in this country.
hmm,
Uh,
hmm,
they're
hmm.
still sending me you are pre-approved notices that
Yes,
go straight to the trash can,
yes,
straight to the trash
yeah,
can. Not about. I was able to pay off a credit card a few months ago, and I'm with knowing what is coming. I'm ridding myself of as much debt as possible.
yes. Very
Uh,
good. Very good.
and I'm not making large purchases. You
Mm,
know, I have a, a situation that have occurred here. My flat screen TV has gone out. It's not showing the picture or anything. Now, at one time, I would run out and buy another.
right,
And bet the price is way up now.
right,
Or not, and I also have a credit card that's on zero
right.
now. A company called Best Buy.
Mm-hmm.
They deal with the electronics and all of that.
Yes,
Guess what? I'm
yes,
not going to use that card.
right.
I don't need this big screen TV.
Voila. See, that's the
This
point, Kareem. That's the
this
point.
computer, it gives me access to YouTube and all of the sites that I usually look at.
That's the
I
point.
I don't look at a lot of movies, a lot of entertainment, and
Yes.
and I definitely do not trust corporate sponsored news, CNN and all of them. Uh,
Unfortunately,
right,
yeah,
they have really let go of their
they have.
journalistic standards.
Yes, yes,
Uh,
they have.
I
They have.
connect with independent news sources.
Yeah, yeah.
Roland Martin,
To a great degree, I don't even watch them
Mike,
anymore because you know what? I don't even watch them because this whole idea about the federal government, it doesn't really have an immediate effect on my life. I think that it's more important for me to get involved in local politics that have a direct effect on my life as opposed to these national politics that's continuing to be given to us to that degree. So that's and I don't need to know about the shenanigans that are going on with the federal government to that degree because it's just we're living in a time of shenanigans that's coming from what you're talking about, the corporate media. It's just a bunch of shenanigans. They present fear, they can present doubt, and they're not really reporters anymore. You know,
No.
they just let them say what they want to say. They got rid of they got rid of Joy Reid, and Joy Reid would give pushback to these people, and that's not what they want anymore. They don't want you to give pushback. They just want you to ask the question and let the politician go ahead and say whatever the heck he wants to say, and then you just leave it like that. No more pushback. And as a viewer, you can
They have outlawed protest. They have outlawed it.
basically, yeah, that's what they've done. And as a viewer, you can have we ask the questions in our own mind. It's like I'm saying to the reporter, well, why don't you ask this? Why are you allowing them to get away with that? So it brings anxiety on me. So I refuse to, just participate in it. And that whole idea that you're talking about, Kareem, as far as the TV is concerned, and you're right. This is what we don't have to do as being the pioneers. We don't have to have the flat screen TV and go ahead and run the credit card up some more, so that we can have the flat screen TV when the computer to do it. Your telephone will do it.
Yes, yes.
Oh, Sister Martha has her hand up. Assalamu alaikum. Go ahead, Sister Martha.
Assalamu alaikum.
Alaikum
Wa
assalam.
alaikum
Yes,
assalam.
sir. I was just hearing and Kareem, and I was thinking on myself. I was just sharing with a friend of mine that I've never had a credit card, never, and 73, and so I'm like that dinosaur.
That
So
is an accomplishment. That's an
That's right.
accomplishment, sis.
That's right.
Yeah.
I
A
mean,
big
but my grandchildren, and she and her cousin, my granddaughter and her cousin were talking now. From me listening to them as 26 and 31-year olds, they were the 31-year old was telling the 26-year-old, if you get that Capital One, only, pay it within 28 days. And I was advising to within 28 days rather than waiting and pay more or pay it off and get, because she's working that's what they're doing. They're figuring out how to make that money work for them rather than
interest.
just being lavish on getting a credit card. Now, that was those two individuals. I can't speak for others, but other than my niece and nephews who are in their 40s and 50s, they're doing the same thing. But
See,
as a
that's
whole,
that's something that is said because that is the best way to do it. But then what winds up sneaking in there is, well,
uh,
I'll let it go and I'll just pay a minimum, and
Uh-huh.
this is
That's
what
how
we
they get you. That
that's how they
minimum.
get you. That's how
that's they wait on the eventuality of it, huh?
eventuality, and because you said, well, just like Kareem was talking about the flat screen TV.
Yeah.
I got the credit card. I can go in. Oh, it's down at a zero. I'll go ahead, man, and just go ahead and get it, and then I'll just pay. You made a accomplishment by paying it off. Period.
Thank
And now you're saying, well, now I'm gonna go ahead, man, and what am I paying it off for? So I'm paying it off so I could go ahead and put some more money on it. That's
Get
the
back in debt.
back in debt.
Mm-mm.
Mm. Now I know one year in Chicago, and this had to be 20 years ago. Uh, there was a whole phenomenon going on where is a numb. Anyway, going on where they noticed there was a tendency for ones to pay their cars off, and they wound up shutting their cars down. The company wound up shutting their cars down because they weren't benefiting
Right.
from the fees and things.
Yeah. That's the other thing. They want you to stay in, they want you to stay in debt. And that's not good for us as pioneers. That's the whole thing. That's not good for us as pioneers. Because younger people, they got the energy and all the rest of that. They go to work every day and they might, but as an older person, it causes a lot of anxiety. It puts a lot of pressure on us that we have to spend our time continuously, paying off our bills to that degree, and being in debt, period. It's just so the whole idea is to find ways to read, like instead of looking at TV, can I read a book and still feel fulfilled in
I
my house?
love.
Can I do that? Can I sit down and just write? Can I look out the window? Can I go downstairs and just take a walk and go into the park and sit down on the park bench and be okay? Without feeling that I'm inadequate because I didn't see the latest football game on or I didn't see the latest movie that just came out with one of my favorite actors, Denzel Washington. Oh, Denzel Washington got a new movie out. Oh, I gotta go see that. I'm gonna go ahead and use my credit card. I'm gonna go
Mhm.
ahead and take some money out the bank
Mhm.
to go and see it. And listen, I'm gonna go ahead and pay the $20 to go to the movies. And I'm not going by myself. I'm gonna go ahead, man, and take my grandson with me. That's $40. And I'm gonna buy him some popcorn. That's gonna be another $15. So by the time you get finished with all that, you done spent $100. Spent
You
$100
know,
on the movie.
William, I'm seeing online there are people coming on crying.
Mhm.
I mean, literally crying
True.
and saying, boy, how messed up this system is.
Yes.
The price of everything has gone way up,
Yes.
rent, mortgages, but the pay
Yes.
scale has remained the same
Yes.
there, and it's almost impossible
Yes.
to pay the mortgage and the utilities that come along with it or whatever. And a lot of people, some people that have the means are leaving this country.
Yes. Yes.
They are leaving this country, going to another country because they see there is there is not a profitable future here.
True, true. This is something that I did want to mention, and that was Poland Spring, the water. Um, where I live, they are charging $3 for a gallon of Poland Spring water. $3 for a gallon. Two for six, $6, and in some cases two for seven. uh, for to get a gallon of Poland Spring water. They have the 24 in a case, three for 11.99, which is $12, and then you got to pay the fees on it, which comes out to be something like $15 for to get three times 24. Uh, and what I realized is that what I could do. So when I did, I came upstairs and I got a big pot and I boiled the water.
Allahu Akbar.
I boiled the water and then I cut a lemon and put a lemon in the boiled water. The lemon juice from the lemon in the boiled water. And now I'm going to take it and pour it into the gallon Poland Spring empty bottle and put that
Uh-huh.
in my refrigerator.
There we
Um,
go.
there you go. But but our children wouldn't even think of that because they don't know that.
No,
They don't
no.
know that. So this is why, knowing these simple things that we do as pioneers, why they wind up being important. And we should always take that into consideration.
When I was growing up, also, I'm quite sure we all are we're here in almost everybody. Well, a lot of people had gardens in their backyards. A lot of people when I was, I mean, for real. And
Hmm.
we've got away from that. Everything is just fast food now.
Yeah, or seedless.
Right. Oh, yes. Oh, be careful
Seedless.
of that. Be careful of that. Whatever it is, uh, it is genetically modified.
Yeah, yeah.
Now, whatever substance you use to modify the genes, it's still within that fruit or that vegetable. You consume it, and that enters you.
Hmm. Hmm. Hmm.
So we have to be basic, you know, and just deal with the fundamentals and don't jump on everything that they present. No doubt. I don't trust Bitcoin and all of that. I don't.
I hear you.
I really don't. They
It's
have
it's well, I tell you, that's interesting that you brought that up. Because when the market fell not too long ago. When Trump started this tariff thing, the market went way, way down. Bitcoin went down to something like 98 $98. Now it has gone back up to something like 100, and it's like at 100, it's at 108. So it went, but it went, and then many stocks went all the way down. Nvidia was the stock that I was investing in. It went down to something like 83 80 83 was it, no, $83 or something like that there. And if you had invested in Bitcoin back at that time when it fell, uh, there would have been a big gain that would have happened if you would, at this time. The same thing with Nvidia, that it went down. I think it went down to something like 83 or something like that, 78. But now it's at something like 130. It's at 130. So that would have been a big sweep. And this was something that Donald Trump did intentionally. When he put the tariffs on, it made the stock market go down, and then when he took the tariffs off, then the stock market went way up again. But that was done intentionally.
that was planned. Yes,
Yeah,
sir.
that was a planned situation. Yeah, stocks are not a good situation today. It's just not good. And because again, we're talking about fear and doubt that's in the American circumstance right now. So, it's really not stock.
Unpredictability.
Yeah, it's very unpredictable. We don't know which way it's going to go. So that's why in American terms, it becomes important for us to be untrusting and to secure as much as we can, as far as being senior citizens is concerned, and to look out for the best parts as far as our family, because our family, unfortunately, you can tell your children, your grandchildren, not to, but our children and grandchildren might be caught up in that consumer thing. They just might be caught up in it because everybody else is caught up in it.
Locked in.
But we have to be as the pioneers. We have to be the stabilizers for
Yeah.
our families, and we have
Yeah.
to be the stabilizers for our community. So
That's
may
why
God
I
bless
plan
us.
to have that meeting with
Yes,
my large family. And
yes.
also I shall have someone present. She is a notary public, and I want to speak to them concerning establishing power of attorney.
Yes,
Power and she has agreed to come and address my family
right.
because that's something that many of us neglect to do. And praise be to Allah, I changed my power of attorney from my elder sister to my daughter once
Right.
she turned back to St. Louis.
Yeah.
Praise be.
And that's the other thing that we have to make sure that we don't allow our family to get into that whole thing about money after death. I've seen it too many times. I've seen it too many times that families, when the person dies, next thing you know, man, it's about, money and who's going to get what,
Mm-hmm.
and all kinds of fighting. Everybody say that they love each other, but then when the death pass, and all of a sudden, man, people change up on you.
They do.
And especially. uh, I'm not going to say, but just it's just family, because I don't care if you Christian, Muslim, or Jew. That's what happened. That's what people do. That's what people do. So we have to make sure that our family doesn't get into a circumstance and situation like that, by what Kareem is saying, doing the planning, so that everybody knows, which way everything is supposed to go, inshallah. So I want to thank you all, for joining me this morning on Living in the Upload Life. let us keep our life into the simplicity, because our children and grandchildren are going to need our advice. They're going to need our simplicities, because they get into this complicated lifestyle that social media and mainstream media is giving them, and they're not going to be able to find a way out. They don't know the basic idea of business, which is you do this for me and I do that for you. And if it has to be a fair exchange. That's what business is, the fair exchange.
Right.
It's not
William,
a thing about, being otherwise. Yeah,
in,
Kareem.
con- in connection with us being pioneers, you know, we have to, how can I put it? We are very, very valuable for the future of our children.
Very true.
Mhm.
They have not gone through what we have gone through. We
That's
have a
right.
deeper insight.
Yes.
Just suppose if the Muslims in Dearborn, with a huge city ran by Muslims, if if they had consulted with their African American brothers and
Mhm.
African American sisters, they met with Donald Trump. Donald Trump came there and lied to them.
Mhm.
Now, we know how the game goes. We've
Mhm.
dealt with their deception for 400 years. If they had consulted with us,
Mhm.
then they would not have supported him in the election, and now they are regretting it.
Mhm.
But the question it becomes, Donald Trump is still 37% approval rating. And as long as he's in the 30s, as long as he's in the 30s, he's going to win, because
You
we're
know, for
talking
real,
about.
he don't care because he doesn't legally have to face another election.
No,
That's why he cussed out MAGA, called them all kind of dumb and all of that, and said, I don't need y'all. What? No. They've already put him in office. And
but his approval ratings, the thing is that when,
way down, way down.
but this is what I'm saying, that um, there are 200, I think it's 210 million European Americans in the country, whereas there's just 40 million African Americans in the country. It's 60 million. So they actually have a 2-to-1 ratio as far as the people is concerned. And his appeal is always to the European American. That's his appeal. And
Yep.
the people that go with him, and go Donald Trump, no matter what. But if he goes below 30%, if he goes below 30%, he knows he's in trouble. Him and his administration is going to be in trouble. But that's why he has to stay above 30%. Right now he's at 37. He's continuing to fall. But watch that number of his approval. If when he gets below 30%, he's going to have to make some changes. So we'll see how that goes. See, and the threat of him doing 2028, is just a threat. But we'll see how that goes as it goes. But see, this is stuff that I don't like to get into, because you know what? It doesn't affect our personal life. What we've been talking about this morning, as
But
far as
we've got,
finances, as far as
but
food, as
yes,
far
sir.
as things like that, what we've been talking about this morning,
Yes, sir.
it affects our family life. It's about
But
our
this
life
is
and our
our,
family life.
yeah, yes, I agree. All politics is local, but this is our country, the United States. This is our country. And yes, we are to add to its future. So that's what I'm saying. But I'm noticing now. Here's something that I hope I don't get in trouble saying this, but there's a huge demonstration scheduled for Labor Day. Almost every major city.
Well, today is Labor Day.
Oh, thank you. All right. Thank you. It'll be crowded with that. But we are using strategic resistance. Don't you get in front of that.
Well, yeah, but let me ask you, it's going to be interesting to see how mainstream media covers it, because
Whatever
they,
Donald Trump says.
But I'm
Whatever.
saying they have not been, being as responsible as they should be as far as is concerned, because there has been a lot of protests that's going on across the country, and they haven't been covering it, So, this huge protest as far as Labor Day is concerned, yeah, I wonder who's going to cover it.
The midterms are coming up. That is what he's trying to avoid. Redlining, redistricting in Texas, and praise be to Allah, the governor of California said, well, all right, you are gerrymandering, you have no ethics, you have no morals, you have no law that you respect. We are going to redraw the congressional lines. And
Yes.
several states that have Democratic governors are
Mhm.
saying that they are going to do the same thing to offset the red line that they
Uh,
truly hope to implement
Yeah,
in order to
there's a lot that's being said that's very true as far as these politics is concerned. Again, I understand that, saying that this is our country to that degree. However, right now the most important is important for us to secure ourselves and our families, secure ourselves, our family, and our community. That's what's important to us. Let us secure ourselves. Let us secure our family. Let us secure our community, because we're not in the 210 million European Americans. We're in the 40 million African American community that is being affected with DEI and this whole thing about gerrymandering and all the rest of that is concerned. That's what we're in, and we have to come together and make sure that we have to tell our history. We have to make look out for our community, and the red line and all the rest of that is concerned. When that happens, we still have to look out for ourselves, our family, and our community. So thank you so very much, brothers and sisters. Thank you, Brother Kareem, for being with us this morning.
praise
Deprecia Hadi, Muhammad Sharif, our sister Martha Nala Abdullah. May Allah bless us. And don't forget, tomorrow we're going to be talking about the stories of the lives of the prophets. And I'm telling you, what it is it's the stories. That's what they are. They are
yeah,
stories. They are
right.
stories. And I'm telling you, everybody that's Muslim don't agree with these stories. When I was on Umrah, and I tried to say that I was quoting from the book by Ibn Kathir. Oh, he's from uh, he's from Iraq. Yeah, he don't know where. It's like,
Okay.
okay, okay. But they had it. But the point I'm getting is that they had another story that they
Uh-huh.
that they did. And even when you go and look online today, everybody's got a story that they tell, and it's fine. It's okay,
Mhm.
because the story that you tell is the story that you got to live with.
That's right.
So, if that makes sense, if the story that you tell makes sense to you, if the
Hmm.
story that you tell that it moves you forward, if the story that you tell
Yeah.
is good for you and your family to move forward, have at it. Go with it, because everybody's got a story to tell. And on that note, I'm gonna give everybody greetings. Kareem Hamid, do you have any last words?
Imam Muhammad said that everyone has a right,
What's
and
that?
we said an opinion.
Okay,
Yeah.
okay. Alhamdulillah. Sister Martha?
Utilize.
Yes, I'd like to invite everyone to tune back in at 1 p.m. for MAP 5. The council member, Commissioner Emeritus Fleming Elamine, the Honorable Cheryl Saduth, and the negotiator, Amatullah Alaji Sabri.
I mean,
Ju- Is it Sabri? Yes. And that's 1 p.m. to 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So that's right when a new day for Al Islam Community Radio
Yeah.
is usually ending with
yeah,
the time the Adan.
that's right. That's right. So yeah, and join us this morning at 10 a.m. For Reviving the Quran and Sunnah with Ibn Yaqub Islam and Sister Khalila Ziad. Sister Deprecia, any last words?
Oh, I just want to say I enjoyed the program and everybody have a
Alhamdulillah.
fantastic day.
Alhamdulillah.
Alhamdulillah.
And a shout out to my brother Muhammad Sharif. A shout out to him. I know that he's listening. But may Allah bless us as we move forward. Let me just say 971-379-9162. That's the number to join us on a New Day for Al Islam Community Radio. And until tomorrow, I will give you the greetings of Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuhu. And thank you so very much again, brothers and sisters.
Yes, sir.
Assalamu alaikum.
Wa alaikum assalam.